Good morning, everybody. What I have for you today is a massive accumulated thrift store haul from 5 different thrift stores and one trip to Half Price Books. There's a lot to get through, so hopefully you'll hang in there with me. So first we're going to start off with, I found these 2 full-size pillow shams. They're made out of this really pretty upholstery fabric, and the set of 2 was $2. So all of the pillow shams and napkins that I bought, they made it safely through the washer and dryer, so they're good to go for making journal covers. Next, we have this set of 4 napkins I got for $2. The print's a little different on each one, but they're all somewhat similar and very pretty, like a floral damask. So those will make a bunch of really nice journal covers. And then these 2 napkins were $1 for this set, and I feel like the fabric could be reversed either way, which makes them a little more useful, and I just like the leaf print on them. This pillow sham was absolutely stunning, and it was only $1.50. Look at that. It's gorgeous. You could definitely get a couple of really pretty journal covers out of that one. So this roll of fabric, it's about half a yard for $1, and I haven't even seen the whole thing, but it looked pretty from the outside, so ooh, look how pretty that is. That's gorgeous. There's so many colors hiding in there. Ooh, I can't wait to make a journal with that one. And then this one, it's about fat quarter size, and it was 75 cents. Oh, it's 2 pieces. Ooh, look, this one's really pretty too. Look at that big scroll. That's lovely. Can definitely get a couple of journals out of that one too. So I also found this avocado green fun fur eyelash trim yarn, and it was $1. I'm not going to pass that up. You guys know how expensive that yarn is at the craft store. So $1.50 is more than I would normally pay for something like this. However, it's marbled index cards in blue and green. And normally I have to consider, if it's something I wouldn't normally pay that much for, I have to consider, is that something I'm going to be able to find again anytime soon? With these, I thought probably not, so I went ahead and bought them. And then I found 3 packs of these adhesive name badges, and they have a Renoir image in the background, but I thought they'd be good for book plates or collaging, and they were 75 cents, and there's 25 labels in each pack, so I went ahead and snagged those. So this necklace was $2.50, but it's got 4 different kinds of beads on it, and normally at the craft store I would easily be paying 2 or 3 times as much for a similar strand of beads. So this is a little pad of planner stickers that was only 50 cents, and it's got a lot of really pretty stickers in it. So I definitely snagged that one. I really like that butterfly sticker. And then I found another pack of adhesive book plates. I'm starting to rack up quite the collection. This set is all different prints of grapes, which are really pretty. and I'm not sure where the price tag went, but I think it was 50 cents. So I've been looking forever for some of these miniature playing cards. And I finally found not only one pack, but two. And one was 65 cents and the other was 70. This pack is already a little aged, which is great, but these are going to be great for adding to my smaller and mini journals. So this was a pack of 5 buttons. I don't buy a lot of buttons, but these were super cool because they're like lucite leaves and they have a very short, like low profile shank on them, so they might be great for adding to the front of the journal. Let me tear this open and show you one outside of the plastic. Super pretty the way the light goes through it. And the shank's not very high, so that's always a plus. And then I found this strand of beads. It was 70 cents, and it's white crackled glass. And then this pack of beads has some black, I think they're black acrylic beads and some metal beads, and then the rest is like the iris colored black size 6 seed beads for 95 cents. And you know beads are expensive, so when you can find them at a good price, grab them. So these were super cool, and I was super excited to find them because it was $1, and there's 30 in here. They don't have plastic on them, there's no glue residue, they're literally just the leaves. And on top of that, they're super thin, they're a little see-through. These are going to be great for adding to journal pages or having overhang at the edge of a page or for collaging with, just because they're so lightweight and thin and there's a lot of colors in there. And then this bag of beads was $1, and it's full of purple and mauve seed beads in like size 6 and size 10. And I just have a big jar that I tend to dump all of those kind of beads into. And then I found these 2 packs. Both of the packs were 50 cents, but they're just little tiny like greeting or thank you cards. And they're really pretty. Each pack, the image is all the same, but they'd be great to just tuck in here or there. The insides are blank, the back can be collaged over. And there was quite a few of each. So this pack has a lady in a flower field. Super pretty. And then something fell off the table because I bumped it off. So now I'm trying to figure out what it was and where it went. I'm not quite sure where it bounced off to. Just give me a second while I find it. So this is wallpaper, and the whole roll was $1.50. And I just really like the colors. I feel like it'll go really well with pretty much any nature journal that I decide to do. Like, the pattern doesn't even matter. And there's quite a bit there. It'll take me a while to use all that up. So I found it. It was the seam binding. It fell on the floor. So I have 4 packs of seam binding, the rayon seam binding. That's the good stuff that does the crinkly bit when you get it wet. I always snag those when I can find them, and I feel like 65 cents isn't too bad a price to pay for those. And then I found these really pretty laces, like these two tan ones. They honestly look like bobbin lace. Like, look at how pretty that is. So that was $1 for almost a whole yard. You know how expensive that stuff is at the craft store. So that's a yard and a half right there for $1. And it's a little bit different pattern, but just as gorgeous. And then this one was 50 cents. And it's your more basic flat lace, but it's pretty. Then I found this pack of laser cut greeting cards. And honestly, it's not card material, it's just like a thick paper. But I like how the inside is already aged to kind of a creamy ivory, and I like the dusty pink, and of course the laser cutting is just gorgeous. And it comes with enough envelopes. I've got envelopes coming out my ears, but it was only $1. Yes, I'm gonna pay $1 for the laser cutting. So that whole box was $1. Like, this one was an awesome find. Because just about every single card in here is different. Old master floral painting. Every single one is stunning. So for $1, yes please. And then it has matching envelopes. They're all the same pattern. But the subtle print is gorgeous. So I also found this pack of Tim Holtz word stickers for 50 cents. You guys, this is like a $6 pack of stickers if you go to the store. So I wasn't going to pass that up. And for the most part, it looks unused. And then this pack of envelopes, they're recycled. It was 50 cents for all of these. And I like them because they're recycled. There's little fabric fibers that you can see in the paper. They're super nice, a little bit on the heavier side, and some of them already have some foxing and some aging happening, which is really cool. So next we have these. So I paid $3 for these. Again, that's one of those things that's a little bit more than I would normally pay for something. However, I have no idea when I'll ever find anything like this ever again. So these are paper leaves. They're pretty much vellum weight, so they're really thin, really nice, really cool, the kind of thing that would be great to collage onto a page. So I wasn't going to pass those up. That's the kind of thing that if you walk away from it, you'll probably be kicking yourself in the hind end for quite a while, because when you go back, it won't be there. So these I found just sitting out loose. None of them had a price tag on them. There's quite a few. Some of them are slightly different colors because they've already started to age. So I asked the manager, I took the whole stack and I asked the manager how much. He gave me the whole stack for $1. So these are, I was really excited by these because they're super cool. They're literally meant for photographs. So they're already scored. And they're heavy duty. So like that's an instant journal cover right there. It's a really thick cardstock. It's textured. And then you can just slip a collage or whatever else, some fabric, whatever else you want under the front there, and you've got yourself an instant journal cover. So I was lucky to find 3 of these stationery packs, and I paid different prices for all of them, but it's hard to find, especially at thrift stores. It can be harder to find like the pre-printed stationery. So there was that one that I paid $1 for, and then this one, that one was $2, and then this one was $3. They're all super pretty, and that's the kind of thing, it's like instant journal page with the stationery, and then you can use the envelopes for multiple things. So I also found this stencil that's still in the package, has not been used, for $2, and stencils aren't cheap, so I went ahead and grabbed it. But I really like the fact that these can be used on page edges or up and down a belly band, so I just felt like it was worth it to pick that one up. I'm pretty picky about my stencils. I also found this set of stationery. It's a really pretty Monet paintings, and then it has just some plain envelopes and some blank greeting cards, some blank note cards. And then the stationery actually has some super subtle lines on it to help with writing. So that's really nice. Those are definitely the kind of pages I can pop into like many a nature journal and they'll just fit. So I found this pack of it's onion skin typewriter paper for 99 cents. And it's 9-pound paper. So it's almost tracing paper, but not quite. It has a really nice feel to it. It's a little crinkly. So I thought that was super cool. I also found this full box of Southworth parchment paper. Now, Southworth parchment paper, any Southworth paper is really expensive if you just hop on over to Office Depot and try to pick up a box. This box would normally cost somewhere between $15 and $25, depending on which store you go to. So this was supposed to be a full pack of just the ivory, but somebody also put in a few pages of the blue and a few pages of the copper. And guess how much I paid for it? $2.50. Yes, please, and thank you. Like, I will always snag those. Even if it was like $6, I'd still grab that just because it's ridiculously expensive. So next we have, I found this music book. I already have a lot of music, so I'm getting more picky. I really like how tightly packed the music was on these pages, and the paper's already aged to a nice creamy color. So and that particular sticker was on sale, so I think I only paid $1.50 for it. So this book is Familiar Birds of the Northwest Fields, Forests and Gardens, and the date is 1973. So these particular books, they're full of gorgeous images that can be instant journal cards, they can be used for collaging, they can be cut up, they can be fussy cut. There's just a lot of uses. The only drawback is that some of the pages, the images are, there's an image on the front and the back, so then you kind of have to decide which one you want to use the most. Now, this book was in the children's section, so it was super cheap. However, I don't think it's a children's book. So this is definitely a more modern book, but it's 1993, but I feel like it's full of mostly public domain. There is a note up here about 2 copyrighted works that are in the book. So I'm assuming that means that the index in the back of the book is listing all of the public domain paintings. So I will definitely research each one of those, and if they are public domain, then I will be cutting them out individually to use in my journals or for collaging or for whatever I feel like. And I'll just skip over the 2 copyrighted pieces. But all of the paintings in here, they're really pretty. Like so many uses. This was the one book that I found at Half Price Books for $2. It's a vintage book. It's a vintage children's book that I thought was interesting. So the date is 1967. So I bought this mostly to use as a like a glue mat book for collaging, and then the pages are good for, it's a nice heavyweight paper that's good for making tags and journal cards. But there's also some really interesting illustrations in here that I could pull out and use. And the cover would be good for reusing as a journal cover. So this is Exploring Nature with Your Child. And the date on that one is 1952. So this one I bought mainly to use as a gluing book, but there's a lot of really awesome black and white line art illustrations in here that I'm definitely going to cut out and file away for use in my nature journals, because a lot of them are just really, really, really nice. So now we have the common birds in New Zealand. And the date on this is 1972 to 1980. Oh, and look, somebody has their bird watching list. They left their bird watching list in here. That might be cool to figure out how to use in a journal. But this is really cool because every page is a full-size image that could be used for journal cards, or if I take the coil out, I can even figure out how to hook those into the journals. Just a lot of really pretty imagery. This one is the uncommon birds in New Zealand. And the date on this is 1975 to 1980. And again, the back of every single page has a full color, full size image. Just really pretty and a lot of uses. You could fussy cut some of these. So this is a Childcraft All About Animals book. And the copyright date on that one is 1981. So this one has a lot of photos in it, which I don't use the photos very much, but it has a lot of, quite a few illustrations in it. Black and white ones and full color ones. And it has quite a range. It's all animals. There's dinosaurs, there's prehistoric stuff, there's amoebas, there's lizards and snakes and bugs and like everything. And some of them are good for fussy cutting. So the only thing a little word of warning, this book looks like it's bound in a way where you could just pull it apart, however it is not. There are 3 huge staples running through the book at points. And this is a second copy of this book I have, and that's why I got this scar on the back of my thumb, is trying to remove the staples from the book block on the other one, and I gouged out a huge chunk of my thumb. So just a word to the general public. Be careful when you're taking that one apart. So this book I bought almost strictly to use as a glue book because it has like really nice heavyweight paper. It's all about plants, so there's nothing, nothing racy in it. But there are a few pages that have some really nice illustrations that I can pull out, but the majority of it I will definitely be using for a gluing book. And then this one, I'm not even worried about the copyright because it's all Monet paintings. So each one of those can be cut out individually and then used for collaging or journal pages or whatever. But it's Monet, so they're all stunning. There's not an ugly one in there. And they will all be highly useful. This one is the Reader's Digest Joy of Nature. And the date on that one is 1977. So this one is a mix, it's another one that's a mix of photos as well as some really nice illustrations. And of course, I always buy these things for the illustrations. If I ever figure out how to use the photos and make them so they don't look like photos, I'll let you guys know. I hate to throw away perfectly good imagery, but I just really love the illustrations. There's a lot in here that can be used for fussy cutting. There's also some really pretty full page illustrations that could be used for journal pages. So this one is Mammals of Algonquin Provincial Park, and it was 49 cents. Copyright date 1978. So this one I got specifically because of the line art in it, which is absolutely beautiful. And again, it was 49 cents, so why not? So this book is related to the other one earlier. This is Familiar Birds of the Northwest. This one is much fuller. It was only $1. There's a whole lot of imagery in this one. And the date on this one is 1981. So there's a ton. This one has shorebirds and prey birds and raptors and owls and water birds and songbirds, and just everything is in here. There's so much to pick from. This is my second copy of that book. So this one was a major score because it is Janet Marsh's Nature Diary. I paid $4 for this. I wasn't going to walk away from that one because I know a lot of people already use this book. And the date is 1979. So these book pages are stunning just as they are. I feel like you can't go wrong with this one. And then, last but not least, one of the thrift stores had drawers full of scrapbooking papers, and they were 9 for 55 cents. You guys know how expensive scrapbooking paper is. You know how ridiculously expensive vellum is. So I got 45 sheets of scrapbooking paper here for like less than $3. Some really pretty printed vellums in patterns that I have never seen before. And then there's just a ton of scrapbooking paper here. So many pretty patterns, so many uses. Some of them are double-sided. Like, I don't even care that that's messed up because I can cut that off. Like, it doesn't even matter. Not at that price, it doesn't. So I got a lot of really pretty patterns. And then this was in with the scrapbooking paper, but I know that it's a paper placemat, and it doesn't matter because it's a nice heavyweight paper, so scrapbooking paper it is. So that's everything. I probably won't do another thrift store haul video for another year because I'm going to have trouble finding places to store all of this as it is. So I will see you guys all next year with another thrift store haul video, and thanks for being here. Bye.